Welcome to the very first episode of the Real Build podcast. I'm Tommy, and I'm here with two guys you're going to hear from a lot, Devin and Tyler. We're three friends navigating life, work, change, and everything in between.
This show is about being real life, real pivots, real rebuilds. We've all taken different paths, and this podcast is a place where we talk about the process, the struggles, and the moments where things shift.
This podcast is about breaking routines, testing ideas, and living stories worth telling. We're not experts. We're just three guys figuring things out, and we're inviting you to figure it out with us.
All right, dudes, while we're recording,
Hello.
He just wants to make voices over there. We talked a little bit before about why we wanted to do a podcast, each individual person and doing this. I've been on podcasts before. I was actually kind of like a co-host, I guess, if you will. And at first, like the first time I was on a podcast, I was like, yes, I'm going to make it. Like, this is going to be so cool. I'm going to be famous. And then when I got done with it, I was like, I'm so stupid. That's not going to make me famous. And I don't care about being famous. And then as time has gone on, and then we got into the known group and I've started looking at things on more of a personal level. It's actually, everything has changed for me in a way. It's like, I don't care about the riches, the fames, the whatever that comes along with people's notoriety. I want the experiences. I'm getting old, man. Not really, but I feel like an old soul in a way. Like, I just want to know what people experience on the everyday and how they live different and how it just, I don't know. It's so interesting to me that the different mentalities, the different personalities, etc. And so that's why, like, with you two podcasting, I think is going to be pretty awesome because we all have different aspects of life, brought up different, and we know different people, which we're going to have people come in and be guests on the show, learn about their stories, experiences, etc. So that's where I've been very intrigued about the experiences.
I'm in the same boat. I think a lot of the things that I do and think about is about people, right? I want to know more about people. I want to know more what people do. Like, how do people live? And then out of my own curiosities is like, what's happening in people's brains? I feel like in a day and age where information is just like thrown at us daily, how's that affecting people's brains? And so me being a part of a podcast, that's kind of why I'm here. Is I want to hear people's stories. I want to connect with people. And I truly want to meet as many people as I possibly can. That's pretty much why I think this interests me the most. And then, yeah, hopefully it gets some attention and we can just get cooler and bigger and whatever awesome people on here that like know we exist. Like, hey, I've got a story. Let's get it.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way as Deb, but I think one of the cool things that I was always passionate about is like a lot of the podcasts we always like watch, it's always just super famous people. For the majority of it, it's like somebody that kind of has already made it or somebody that really has already kind of had the attention of this guy's got this label of knowing that he's, made famous or stardom or I think it's kind of unique and I like the group that we have because I think that everybody's experiences, there's people around even these areas that just have really, really cool stories. And I think that's really something that I like with all of us coming from different backgrounds. I think it's awesome to know that like there's people within the area that we live that just have amazing backgrounds and really cool stories that I'm really passionate about just sharing and learning from. And I think that's what really gets me going is just being able to express those and have those guys here and just know it's like they're down to earth people just like us, right? Just like you said, you don't care to be famous, but it's cool to see that they have the same amount of experiences as somebody that does have that label. It's like we could learn from that. And I think people will enjoy it just as much as we like to talk about it to see that. And man, I just like hearing about everybody's experiences. I think it's just something that's really cool. So,
Yep, I love it. Well, today we're going to learn about some of his experience that maybe happened for a reason. Maybe it was just like jumping off a ledge and seeing where they landed. I don't know. But Devin has been working on a project. And I don't even want to like begin to think that I know why. So we're going to let Devin talk about this project.
Well, I think you know why a little bit. But I mean, it's funny like how life has lined up the way it has for me. The past year, social media has been a big part of like what I've been doing. And I saw, took some big leaps and I think found some cool success in like what social media is capable of. And I think just kind of betting on myself a little bit and trying to see what I'm capable of doing myself. I quit my job and now my experiment is it's kind of like a dirty jobs thing. But right now it's just a local level. Like, what are people doing for their jobs? What's it like? What do you experience? And I've only done 4 so far, but it's been fun because I would never have known any other way. Like, now I get to do hands-on experiment of what people do for in their life. And this all ultimately comes down to I've had a few conversations with people, like, what is the purpose of life? I don't know. I really don't, but I'm looking, like, I feel like I get little pieces there, here and there, and then I've also wondered, okay, knowing me, I'm like, yeah, I feel like I have a purpose. Does everybody feel like they have a purpose? Because I can look at people and be like, do you think you have a purpose? And that's a judgmental as shit, but it's true. I'll see people that I've worked with. There's got to be a reason. Even if I don't see it, there's got to be something there. So, as part of this job experiment, it's cool to see, like, hey, these people are like just like me and have the same thoughts and they're thinking the same things about themselves and they want more and they have either found things that make them happy or found things that don't make them happy. But ultimately, it's been cool so far, and I think it's only gonna get better, but we'll see.
Something interesting right there you talked about is about purpose. And I know you and I have talked about this a little bit, and Berger and I have talked about it. And I think we all have a purpose, but to find that purpose, which is why I think this is super cool of what you're doing about the job interviews, etc. But in only the 4 episodes that you've done now, or I call them episodes, I guess, but the job interviews or the tryouts, what do you think you've learned about that purpose? Can you give some insight, like finding it? Or I know it's different for everybody.
Yeah, no, it is funny because I was talking about this with Tyler, so I shadowed Tyler yesterday, and we were talking about, happiness, right? Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to feel fulfilled. Everybody wants to feel something that they feel like they don't have. But if you're really to pull it back a little bit, have like this perspective of gratitude, you'd realize you have a lot more than you lack. And so right now for me, just doing the 4 episodes, life is still gonna be life. It's still gonna be hard. You're still gonna be doing things you don't wanna do. You're still gonna have relationships you don't wanna deal with. But ultimately, your life is pretty good. But it's your perspective on the things you have or don't have that changes that. And is that the same for everybody? I think there's different depths in all of it. For me, for instance, like I still like even the job I just left. Although I left it, I still had it good, right? Like it wasn't like it was bad, but there's just parts of me that were screaming. And I feel like for 5 months telling me like, you gotta go, even if it is good. But I did try to make sure that it wasn't just me knee jerk reacting to like situations that had happened. So, as far as this purpose, this life purpose, I feel like your soul or whatever it is inside of you knows, and you got to listen to it. And whether that's in your current situation or it's a situation you don't know you got to be in, but you got to find it. And I think there are people like that. Like, I think there are people that have something else to do than what they are currently doing, and they got to go find that. But they got to believe in themselves too. And they got to make sure that like they're listening to themselves and not just taking like all the bad in their life and putting it into their job or whatever that is or their relationships. But no, give it a good look and be like, yeah, there is something else. Or hey, I just need to be more grateful. So I think, and even me, like I know I could be more grateful for things, but I didn't like even as I leaned into gratitude for the stuff I had, the message I was receiving for myself was still, I gotta go. So I still don't even know what that means, bro. Like I don't have an income. I'm making $0 right now.
The unemployed job interviewer.
Yep. I am the unemployed guy.
So, did you have since you've left, man, it's been pretty quick. Do you wake up, you wake up every day, you kind of really don't have, you've made your own schedule, right?
Yeah.
Kind of in a way. Like, you know what you do. We go to the gym at 5 a.m. every day still, and then you start your thing. Do you feel like there is a change in your mentality when you start your day now? Your day's crazy. You can kind of do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But do you feel like there's not that inner feeling of like, oh my gosh? I know now you're like, okay, now I got to find my part to make money, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got to make money to survive. But do you have that like enjoyment now internally that you're like, okay, I am on a track that I like this?
Definitely. I haven't slept in one day. I've not slept in one day since I've been unemployed, which is crazy. On the weekends, I would sleep just because I'm like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I don't have to go to a job, But like now I wake up early. Like this morning, I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, should I just stay up? I don't know why, but like, I was like, no, my alarm's set at 5. So I went back to bed for an hour and then I barely slept, but then I got up at 5 and I did my stuff. And like, I think to me, I'm excited about life again. And I'm excited to find whatever's out there for me. Whatever I'm going to run into, I'm gonna find it. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm just gonna try a million things, but it's definitely nothing's holding me back now. And I don't wanna say that, like, ever like, things hold people back, but I had things that I felt like were holding me back, and I had to get rid of them. And I've been really cautious on being, like, completely open about my circumstance publicly, but I've been curious if I need to share it more because I think there's a lot more people in my situation than I realized before. The more people I talk to are like, wow, I've experienced something the same. And it's hard because I left a situation where I was working for friends, and quickly that turned into, I don't know if it was all about friendship. So the second I started kind of like feeling this block of like I couldn't be myself anymore, that's when this, whatever it is, the universe was screaming at me. Figure it out, dude.
Kind
You
of have to
know.
start like faking it there.
hmm
You know, put on the work face instead of just enjoy it.
And that's how it was. Like whole first year was awesome. And then yeah, like things happen and it just changed. And I feel like I got to see something in a different light that I wasn't necessarily prepared for. I didn't see that coming. And then once my loyalty got questioned, first it bugged me. And second, I'm like, where is my loyalty? And why am I loyal to someone else over myself? Like, ultimately, who is your loyalty to? Me, my wife, and the 3 kids that depend on me. And everybody else can fuck off. Like, if you need something from me, I'll help you figure it out, but I ain't gonna do it for you. And you're not gonna question my loyalty for me to do it for you. My blood's boiling.
Yeah, I could tell. You're over there sweating. No, passion. I love it.
Yep. And so that was kind of like, that's something I had to sit on for 5 months and make sure I wasn't knee jerk reacting, make sure I had a clear mind, that I was thinking properly, and that it wasn't just me being pissed and putting my life in a situation where people are questioning me if I'm okay. Because ultimately I wasn't. I'm okay now, but there's people asking me today, or no, last night. I got a guy, bro, I know what you're doing is cool, all this stuff, blah, blah, but like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm actually way okay. Do I know what I'm doing? No, I don't, but I know what I'm doing is right. I feel that. And so ultimately, when it comes down to this whole situation, it's been hard. I'm not making money, but I'm also not necessarily chasing money. And I think in that aspect, I'm doing the things I like to do. And I think that money will find me because I'm not chasing it.
I agree.
So,
And that is a super hard concept to get or to grasp. Like, I think we're so ingrained from when we were little, right? Get a job, get a job so you can get money to go whatever. Like, and I even do it. I tell my daughter, I'm like, you're about to drive, you better get your butt in the freaking work spot, whatever that means, so you can buy gas for the truck. So you can do this. Like, you're gonna be wanting to go to the movies, you're gonna be wanting to do this with your friends. Like, get a job. And it's all based off money, right? Well, like one thing that I'm like envious, I guess, I don't know, maybe not envious, but that is awesome to me is that you are like, you've jumped off this cliff. It's not like you're dipping a toe in the water and being like, this feels okay, but maybe not. Like, dude, you just like jumped out of a plane without a parachute. And you're like, I hope that somebody throws me one and it catches up to me and I can land on the way down. But like, I love that because you're passionate about it and it's going to bring like this vibe of just like pure passion and pure like grit. And you're just doing it. Like, I get that, people out there maybe not have a house to live in or something, and they're like, "Well, how do I do this?" And there's other ways to do it, right? But, like, I know that the money will follow. And I know that it may not be like money, like, I don't know, Sony come and give you a sponsorship and be like, "Dude, I love what you're doing," but it may be a whole different aspect. Somebody could come to you and be like, "Dude, I love what you're doing. I want you to come do this," or who knows?
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
I agree. I've talked about this even with Jennifer, right? Where it's like I have no expectations now. I'm just leaning into, I feel like myself. I'm leaning into my intuition, like the ideas I have, I will immediately do them now. Whereas the last 5 months, I would hold myself back on almost everything because I felt like I wasn't allowed to because of loyalty and a paycheck. And throughout my life, even my situation I'm in now, I mean, I've had some hardship, but like I don't need a lot of money to live my life. And we've set ourselves up like that through hardship, right? A lot of hard learned lessons and breaking my neck and craziness. But we've set ourselves up to where if it came down to it, I know for sure I'm going to have a house. I know for sure I'm going to have food. And that's all you need. And that almost makes me feel even more dangerous. I'm like, I don't need anybody. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's a crazy thing to touch on though, dude, because I feel like everybody kind of has that mentality, a little bit of believing in yourself. But what's inspiring about what you did is that like to this to the amount that he did it, like you said, jumping off that cliff, that's an amount of belief in yourself that most people can't even firmly grasp. Like even myself, truly. You know what I mean? It's like I have a good job. I make good money. Like you said, talking about at the beginning, like I need to weigh out my pros and cons, but at the same time, like the expectation that you hold yourself at now is so crazy and so inspiring because now once you've done this, I genuinely feel like you could take on the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just this aspect now where you're just like, I've done the most extreme and I came out of it on top. So what can you do to me? And I really don't feel like there's much anymore in life. Like you're going to go through more hardships. You're going to go through more things that are going to test you. And that's life. But at the end of the day, like you have this like superior mentality of just belief in yourself and your family. That's like, that's top notch. That's pretty cool. Cool aspect.
thank you. Yeah, it's new for me. Like I would say that within the past few years, I think the first thing that really changed my mindset on that was CrossFit. It's crazy.
Shout out to Savo.
Savo. But I think I saw a side of myself in CrossFit that had been buried, And as I kind of leaned in more into fitness and seeing my mentality and my workouts, I'm like, man, if I can just carry that same mentality into my life, who knows what's possible? And then I just started experimenting. But ultimately, yeah, it's still scary. And I totally agree with you where I know I've got more lessons to learn. I'm not saying I have anything figured out. I'm just saying the things I do with people are going to be with them, not for them. I don't need anybody. That doesn't mean I don't want people around me. It doesn't mean I don't want to help everyone succeed, but I want to help. I don't want to do it for people. One, because I can't even do that for myself right now. Like, I don't even know what that means, but at the same time, like, I know I'll figure it out. But I've talked to a few mentors the same way that, have money and they're like, look, I could help you out and give you money and all this stuff, but it's the experience that matters. You won't
Yeah.
learn anything if I just give you money. I'm like, that's true. And like, take your opportunities, listen to yourself and find your way. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm finding it. And I think we all are, right? Even going back to this purpose of life, even us three being here in the same spot. I mean, Tommy, you've built a freaking crazy successful concrete business, and then you're also building a little, I don't know what you want to call it, real estate empire, but it's cool as shit to me. And I think you've set yourself up in the same way where it's like, you don't need anybody. You'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah, you're right. Like, but I think, and it's always tough because comfort, whatever the saying is, I don't know, butcher the hell out of this, but it's like comfort is like the, I don't know, block of greatness or something. That's not what it is at all. But like we get in this comfort zone and it's so hard to break out of it. It's like Tyler said, he's got a great job, everything. It's like, yeah, they're golden handcuffs, right? Yeah, my concrete business, multiple years has done like 2 million plus in business every year, which like sounds cool, but it's like, at what effect does that do to me and my mind and my body and everything? But yeah, like I've built over time, dude, I hate doing math when it comes to age. It's
Don't do math in public.
right. But it's like 18 years basically of building like real estate and having like rentals has set me up now to where like when we made the jump to move back to Idaho Falls, I told Jennifer, I was like, listen, we're fine. If we just fall flat on our faces and my concrete business doesn't start back up over here, then I'll go work at McDonald's, freaking flipping burgers. You want fries with that? Like, I got that down. Let's go. And we would be okay, which is, again, it's a great feeling that dude, the world has nothing on me right now. Unless some crazy thing happens to where I don't even know what it would be. Every one of my houses burns down. I'd be like, oh, well, I guess insurance is going to rebuild that for me. But you know what I mean? Like, so there's these things that like the comfort just kicks in. It's like, well, dang it, I can't go to Mexico once a year, or I can't go do this, or I can't go do that. And it's like, I don't know. It's this mental mindset that you have that really screws you.
There's a book on that actually. It's called The Comfort Crisis.
Oh yeah,
If you read that,
that's a great book.
it's a good book. And it's like talks about all these different paradigms and the way that people live life. It's like something crazy. Like I'm gonna butcher the percentage, but it's like talks about how people spend like 98% of their time in AC conditioned, stable environments, and never pushes themselves to push outside of that 2 or 3%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like what you said. The golden handcuffs is like the perfect example of that's tough to break out of it, but you're doing the exact opposite, dude. It's pretty freaking nuts that you can see people that are actually doing it and it works. Cool.
So let's talk about, well, we kind of talked about it, but I want to ask you, like, what pushed you? What was the breaking point? What was the push? We talked about the people questioning your loyalty and who you are, but like, what was the thing that just was like, I'm done. See ya.
I like the question because during the 5 months of me debating this, right? Once my loyalty got questioned, one, I had to make sure I got my mind right, that I wasn't just pissed. And I spent a lot of money doing that, like a lot, which blows my mind because I could use that money right now. But I had to make sure that I was okay, and that I wasn't just being, yeah, knee jerk reaction. But the final push for me was one, this internal message I kept receiving of like, you have something else you need to do, which seems crazy to say. Like, it seems hippie. It seems like whatever, like, I've got something I got to do. Like, but I can't, I'm not going to lie to anybody and say like I didn't feel pushed, like I had something else to figure out. I have no idea what that is. I have dreams of what I think it could be, but who knows? But the final push was when like people just started asking me like, when are you going to believe in yourself as much as I believe it? Right. So, and I had multiple people ask me that, like, dude, you have stuff that just nobody has and that people want. I'm like, I guess I never saw that in myself. Like, I knew I had a good drive. I knew I had like whatever. And I have a tendency to be able to figure things out, whether it's good or not. Like, I'll figure something out. But once that kind of stacked up, I made sure my mind was right. And I could have the conversation with my wife, knowing and telling her that, like, I'm not, like, I'm okay. I think I got to do this. And I don't even know what that means, So again, like, we set ourselves up to where it's like, I could take a risk. I can take a risk for not making some money for a little bit and just see what happens. I don't know. My final push was that. I think just people believing in me. I'm like, okay, I guess I got to believe in me too. So, and you guys are two that believe in me, which is cool, and I appreciate that because I think sometimes other people will see it before you will. And the crazy thing is me sitting here for both of you. It's like I believe you guys can do the same thing I did, and I honestly think you will. I really do. And I think the second you believe in yourselves, you'll be in the same boat. And I know you believe in yourselves, right? And I know that there's steps, and you could probably do it easier than I did. I don't know, but I think it comes down to, for me, ultimately, I think my situation, as we've talked about the monkey branch, like the monkey doesn't feel safe of letting go of this branch until it has this one. And I've lived my whole life like that, where if I was going to find another job, I would find it before I left the other one. And I didn't do that this time. And I felt like I couldn't, right? I felt like to truly do whatever it is I am supposed to do, I couldn't have that option. Feel like I had to let go and just free fall for a minute. I'm just falling, trying to build the parachute. I don't think anybody's gonna throw me one. I think I have to build it
Probably.
out of I don't know what.
I like that monkey branch analogy
Yeah.
because I've wrestled with that in my mind a lot about like with businesses, not just my concrete business, like, but building business, my rental business. Like, it's just like a push and pull. It's like, well, what am I going to do after? And I've never figured it out. And so it's like, okay, I guess I'm just going to keep doing these things. And it's like, damn it.
Yeah.
And so it's so hard, but it's very true.
I think coming down to it too, like, yeah, even the question I ask myself, like, what am I willing to give up to feel fulfilled? And I think it comes down to like this comfort, right? Where it's like, I ultimately answer that question like I'd give up anything but my family, I don't need anything. Again, I'll sell everything I have. And I've already done that once where I sold literally everything I had and moved into a little house. And we had two piece of shit cars and a house, you know? And now I've built up a little bit of stuff. But again, I'm like, I'll sell it all to buy myself time. I don't care about, like, yeah, I want nice stuff, but at the same time, it doesn't make my life better to the fact of like, I'm willing to be unhappy to have this shit. And so, and I think a lot of people, even in like, as I've experienced even these job tryouts, right? Where it's like, I think a lot of people fall into that trap of they have to have these things. I'm like, I think you could get those things and feel way more fulfilled, but you might have to go without them for a minute. But that's hard. That's hard, dude.
Well, that's a dude. I've had employees that cannot grasp that. Like I've had like deep conversations with employees who I'm just like, dude, 1 month, 2 months, whatever it is, like just eat shit for 1 month and then you're gonna be eating the best or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 days go by and they're like, dude, this is so hard. Like, or and then all of a sudden it's like they show up in a new pickup and you're like, you can't afford that. what are you doing? And they just won't do it. It's like this mental block of like, what am I going to look like? What am I going to do? What is such and such going to think of me? And I don't understand that. Like I've been on that side of it when we were first married and like dead up to our ears. And it was just like, dude, this sucks. And like I hit Dave Ramsey's program pretty hard. I agree with a lot of it, but I don't agree with some of it now, like with my real estate stuff. But like I've got a 96 Chevy pickup in my driveway that like I would drive that on a daily driver for $2,100, dude.
Yeah.
Like I would love to drive that thing. I had a 92 Toyota pickup and I drove that for a while and like people look at me and my employees would look at me and be like, dude, you make probably 100 a year or more. Why are you driving a 92 Toyota two-wheel drive pickup? And I'm like, because that's the ultimate flex. What do you think of me now? Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know, just tangent.
I like it though. I'm the same way where it's like, it doesn't matter, right? Like what truly fulfills your life, what truly makes you feel alive. It's not money. I think money can help you, right? I mean, I read that in the book we're all reading this morning, where it's like, make sure money serves you. You don't serve money. And I think probably 98% of people in America, I don't know about outside of it, but like are serving money.
Oh, dude, I bet it would be higher than that.
I bet it's a lot.
Yeah. So it's like, then it comes down to that, like, dude, I guess I know the same feeling where it's like, I have to make this money or I have to sell my house, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Yeah, I had to do that. And it was the most relieving thing I think I've ever done, where I got out of debt completely. And I was like, wow. And that's ultimately where I am now, right? Like, I'm not out of debt completely. I have 2 car loans, but I don't need them, right? If I need to sell it tomorrow, I will. I'll ride my freaking pedal bike. I don't give a crap. I've got a Chevy Cruze that I own. The same thing. It's like this flex where it's like, that pickup that I drive doesn't define me. And if it does, it almost defines you in a way. It's like, I mean, what they say, like Jeff Bezos drove his like Toyota Corolla to work for freaking 20 years.
Like Warren Buffett had the same car for forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't matter, man. Like I don't care what people see me driving. Yeah, I want to drive something cool because it's fun, not because it's cool. Like, I mean, I have a dream of owning a Hellcat, and I told you about this, but like,
We tried.
yeah, no, I did try to buy one, but thank goodness that didn't happen, actually.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, I don't want the Hellcat because just the sole purpose of it looking cool, but, like, in my mind, it creates this feeling for me, like, I wanted to be able to freaking put the pedal down and roast the tires and be in a cloud of smoke, and that's my vision of why I want a Hellcat. I want it to be loud as hell, and I want it to roast the tires.
Dude, we should go do some burnouts in my truck.
We should. Maybe I just need to get a truck like yours.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all it is. It's like, it's more a feeling. I'm chasing a feeling more than this material thing. Don't get me wrong, I still like material items, but I do try to make sure I'm not making money to serve my likes. Yeah, I want the money to serve me, and then I'll get the things I like.
How are you deciding these jobs that you're gonna go try out?
Right now, it's just like, well, I announced it on my Instagram and said, like, if you guys own a business or have something cool that you do, hit me up. And so that's how I've kind of decided the first 4. But I think I might take a different spin now. And I'd like to do I want to do actual jobs, right? So I want to make sure it's like giving an inside look. Like, I don't want to just be creating a business ad for someone. If it helps them get business, I'm pumped about it. But I don't want to come in with them saying, like, hey, I clean houses for a living. Come clean a house with me. I'm like, no, dude. Like, 1, I don't like cleaning my own house. And 2, I don't just want to like create a business ad for you. Like, if it's something, it's got to be like, I want it to interest me, a little bit. So my spin on it now, I might actually lean into more of my little Instagram community and try to involve them more in telling me what I should do. What would you guys like to see? And I'll do my very best to pull that off. And I think that could be cool because then it's not necessarily like I'm not picking and choosing. It's going to be like what people actually are interested about.
Yeah.
And I think that would be interesting to me too. So,
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I think you get buy-in.
yeah.
Get your community their buy-in, which ultimately, like, if one person has an interest, I gotta think that multiple people have an interest,
Yeah.
unless they're super weird.
Yeah.
Which might make it cool.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that all unfolds. Right now, I've got a few lined up that I'm actually pretty excited about. That doesn't feel like a business ad, So I'm excited to see how those unfold. But I think from here on out, like the ones I don't have lined up, I'll probably lean in my community more and see if I can, find ways to give them what they want to see. And it also helps push me too. Like, hey, how do I make this interesting? How do I make this look good on video? Like, same. Yeah, I don't know. It'll push my limits for sure of what I guess I can create.
What kind of reactions you've been getting so far off of The 4 that you've done?
And I've gotten really good engagement, which is fun. It makes it way more exciting to do because I'm like, "Oh, people like this." So right now it's all been positive, and people have been hitting me up like, "Oh, this is super cool." I've even had, like, some doctor's offices hit me up, which I hope I could pull that off. That would be cool.
Devin head to surgery.
For real though, like, I mean, I don't think they'll let me touch the person, but, like, that would be cool, like, if I could set it up and, like, I don't know, like, set them up nothing that's gonna hurt someone, or, go against HIPAA, but, I mean, the same thing when I did the firefighting, so I just made sure to not show anybody's face, but I gotta, like anybody, in the public world, I showed all the firefighters' faces, but they're all cool with it. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how that all unfolds, but yeah, ultimately the reaction's been super supportive, which is fun. Makes it way more fun for me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like that. I was thinking about doctor's office stuff the other day about it, and I was like, I wonder how you do that with HIPAA and with all the crap going on, like how you can show it but not show the violation stuff. I don't know.
Yep.
Should go be a boob job doctor.
Plastic surgeon.
Yeah, that's it.
What'd your wife say? Gynecologist?
Yeah, I'm gonna try that one out.
I don't know about that. That might be a little hairy.
Dang it. Please don't be hairy. It is fun, dude. It's been fun. And who knows? Like I said, I have no expectations. I think there's real opportunity here for something to happen from this, but I'm not gonna try to define what that something is. I have my ideas, but at the same time, I don't even want to label it because one, I'm just having fun. It's not for the money, right? Like I'm literally doing this for free. So we'll see what comes of it. And as long as I'm enjoying it and having fun, that's when it's like I feel like I'm not chasing money. I think the money will find me the way it's supposed to. And if I'm supposed to be doing this, and I think life will provide a way for that to happen as long as I'm being true to myself and not making it about money.
Yeah, that's cool. That's way cool because I feel like a lot of the times humans, like just like in general, are kind of like herd animals, right? It's like the newest and greatest. You got to have all the materialistic things, and so it's cool that you go through all these jobs. And do you ever feel like there's anything inside you that you're gonna go on one of these jobs, and all of a sudden you'd be like, shoot, this is what I want to do.
And
You
that
ever
could
thought
be it.
that?
Oh,
You know
I've
what I
thought
mean?
that. Oh,
Or
yeah.
is it like you're stuck with media? You're like that. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. Or like there's a potential. Has that been in your mind at all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's funny because, like, when I did the firefighting, I'm like, "Dude, that was fun." Like, I could do this. And I have got, like, other big dreams of, like, things I wanna go try, and I hope I can pull them off, but, like, there are times where I'm like, "Dude, I think I could do this for work," you know? And I don't know, like, it would be fun. Whatever it is, I just want it to be creative in some way. I want it to be something that I can just fully lean into myself and create, not just
Make a paycheck.
yeah. Yep. I want it to be I mean, what's the book talk about where he talks about, like, become a master in whatever you're doing, like, so that means really apply yourself and care about the details and, like, when nobody's looking or the things that nobody sees, make sure you're doing that, and so, even in the media side, it's like, I mean, nobody knows how much time it actually takes me to build these videos, and it's a lot. Like, it's a lot of time, and it's a lot of brain space, and it's a lot of me even, like, not only having to try to line up the next one, line up ones after that, shoot the videos, and edit them all, respond to everyone's comments, then also tell people no. Like, "No, I don't wanna do that because I don't feel like it lines up," you
And
know?
that's hard when you're in this and you don't know where you're going. You don't know what's going to be the next thing as far as like a paycheck or whatever. You don't know where this is actually leading you. To tell somebody no, like that's difficult because in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, well, is that the next thing? If I tell this person no, maybe I'm missing out on it. And it's like, well, I don't know. How do you figure that out?
Just go off my gut, which is crazy because I mean, that's kind of what I've done so far is just listening to myself, and then I think if it's just all feeling, it's based off feeling, if I feel like this lines up or this human lines up too, like, it also comes down to the person, which is judgmental, I think, in a way, but in a sense of, like, I feel like we have intuition for a reason, and if I feel like this is more them using me than, it being about what it is, I guess. It's like the firefighters, like, they don't need me to come make a video for them.
Right.
Like, but it was cool as hell. Like, I got to showcase something that people are interested in seeing. And then it comes down to like, yeah, if somebody wants me to come clean their house and show their house cleaning business, and I'm like, no. Like, no, like you don't even want to record yourself doing that, let alone me come in and try to make it look cool.
Yeah, because I'm sure you got to filter out too. Like people are probably requesting some of these things with a little bit more of a selfish reason of being like, "Hey, you should come show what I do. You know what I mean? Like, you should come check out how I clean this house. By the way, this is my LLC.
Yeah.
This is you should put
Shameless
this on.
plug.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I'm sure that's part of your
It has
judgment
been.
call, right?
Yeah, it has, because it was like, when it comes down to it, like, it's funny because I know you, even with your concrete thing, I'm like, I would totally do that, and I would do it because, and I know you haven't asked me because I this is my personal feeling, right? Like, you haven't asked me because you don't want to come off like that, which I don't think you would, but it's a feeling, right? I have a feeling. I feel like I have a good judge of character, of people's character, and I would come do the concrete business, but it doesn't, like, and you can ask me, by the way.
You can come do it if you want, but I don't know. I don't know if you would really like it.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, I don't even think I necessarily even have to like it, but as long as it's interesting, like, I'm down to learn and I wanna do it. That's the one thing too is in these job tryouts, I wanna make sure I'm actually getting to try whatever it is that they do for a job. So, like, for the firefighters, yeah, I didn't get to work on anybody, but, like, I got to ride around in the ambulance. I got to sit back there and see what they do, and then I got to dress up in their, I don't know what they call it, but their suits and do a workout, and, like, I got to go eat with the crew and slide down the fire pole and, like, shoot the water out of the gun, like,
Yeah.
that was cool. Even though I didn't get to, like, the actual probably majority of what their job is, I still got an inside look of it, and that's different, like, as long as I could come there and, like, I don't know, if you do, like, another cool concrete design, like, that would be cool to me.
It
I
would.
know, dude, like, that would be sweet, like, how does that work? I don't freaking know, but I wanna figure it out.
Yeah, we can do one. We'll figure it out.
Let's do
Make
your
it happen.
we'll do your sidewalk.
Yeah.
Tear it up.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's do a whole remodel of your sidewalk.
All right.
But,
Perfect.
yeah, that's, I don't even remember what the original question was. Did we tangent that?
Doesn't matter. You and I have talked about this, and this is something that's pretty tough for me. It's been like a year. Actually, I don't know. When did you start with Synergy? A year and a half ago?
Yeah, November 2023.
Yeah. So when you were first doing it, like, I didn't know who the hell you were really. Just from the gym, some yoked out dude that's killing it on the scoreboard. And I started watching your logs that you did. And you and I had talked about it a little bit about like how hard it is to put yourself out there, which is so stupid. But it's, even though I say it's stupid, it's hard. Like, what's the hardest part for you of putting yourself out there online like this? Like doing these interviews or the tryouts, doing a podcast, doing everything that you do on your Instagram. What's the hardest part about that?
The hardest part for me in my brain is thinking like I have to make it something it's not.
What
And
do you mean?
it's crazy. So like I've experienced this throughout the past year and a half. And like even like I did YouTube vlogs years ago. I used to do this stuff. Like I've done this for an internship, like media stuff, and then my own personal like YouTube, and then just messing around with my own reels, all that stuff. But in my brain, I would watch these people where they're like curating things, right? And so that's why I love this job tryout, because I'm not having to make it up. So, and even like what me and Tyler did with some of the reels we made last year, we made some funny ones and it was fun. Like, don't get me wrong, it was still fun, but it takes a lot of power and brain power and time and energy into making something completely up.
Creativity's
Yeah,
exhausting.
it is.
Yeah, you're dang it, what was the one, the solar panel that you were doing
Yeah.
burnouts with the
Yeah.
bike and everything like that?
Yeah.
And yep.
And don't get me wrong, that's fun. I think the hardest part is making sure now, one, like I gotta face burnout. I know that will come, right? And I haven't experienced that yet, but it's only been 2 weeks. But putting myself online is making sure, like, the biggest thing now is making sure that it's real, that it's not something I made up. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. I'm not trying to hide anything, I'm not trying to essentially just not be me. And I feel like if I can lean into fully being me and being authentic to, yourself, it's way easier to put yourself out online. Doesn't mean you don't get roasted. Doesn't mean people, probably don't think differently. Yeah, I've had people light me up on my Instagram before, but ultimately, I don't care. My grandpa, dude, like, and then other people were like posted a video of Nico messing around with the cat, and then some lady told me that it was animal abuse and blah blah blah. And I'm like, lady, you got to see a 9-second clip, and in that 9-second clip, you determined if I was a good dad or not. I'm like, do you realize how effing stupid that sounds?
Everybody can judge off of that 9 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know, and that's why I told her. I'm like, what did I do after that video? You have no idea. You don't know if I went over there and beat the shit out of my kid for doing that to the cat, or you don't know if I actually taught him that, or you don't know if I went and killed the cat. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
You based my whole life in 9 seconds, which is stupid. And so I think once you kind of get over that, I mean, yeah, it's a block because you don't want you don't want to have to deal with that. Like I don't, but ultimately, like it just is what it is, and that comes with the territory. And being able to fully lean into yourself and not feel awkward and just know, like, hey, it just is what it is, and I'm gonna post it. And if it works, cool. And if it not, I don't care because I did it for me. It wasn't for anybody else.
Kind of nice because it's like it's basically like you're not trying to live your life, or like when you're doing these days in the life, it's not an infomercial,
No.
right? You're not monotoned. You're not trying to just like get the point across of like, hey, it's you want to go work.
Yeah.
You want to go enjoy the process. You want to go see what they do, but it's like when we did our thing, like, hey, dude, here's your gloves and here's your safety glasses. You're doing this stuff.
Yep.
And so it's interesting that like if you really think about it and you peel back the layers, it's like we've talked a lot about like building your brand, right?
Mhm.
And it's like the way that you're throwing out these videos and stuff is your brand because it's like you're enthusiastic, it's fun, it's got your spin on things, it's got the music you enjoy, there's personality into it. So it's like each one of these companies that you're going to, they probably all have a rap to somebody, right? Like, oh, you go to mine, it's a little bit more professional. You go do concrete, might be a little bit more hangout, right? Or something where you're still doing hard work, but there's a persona. But when you come in and you do your thing, it's like you're doing it with your personal brand, how you represent yourself, how you're gonna make the image look. And so it's like, yeah, man, it's like you're just not an informational person that's doing it like on a corporate level that makes it look monotoned and dry.
Yep. Like that's another thing I'm leaning into as well is making sure that it is still me.
Yeah.
Like, and if they're not okay with it,
Yeah. It's your brand.
yep,
Yeah.
sorry, I won't waste my time coming there.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to say the F word in the video, I will say the F word. If I want to make a dirty joke, I'm gonna like I mean, life is what you make of it to an extent, right? Like every job sucks, but I mean, not every job sucks, but there's things that suck about every job, right? But it is your, your mentality and your perspective. And if you can joke around, just like most blue collar trades, right? Like, dude, you work hard and
Hard.
like, it's hard on your
Sucks.
body, it's hard on your brain. If you can wake up every day and still be happy and still make jokes and still make life good, like, bro, that's a win, you know? I think that's something I've leaned into as well, is, like, as I do these jobs, I'm just gonna have my own like, my personality is gonna come out, and I'm gonna make the same jokes I would make on a normal basis, like, I'm not gonna cover anything up, it just is what it is. Yeah, yeah, exactly what you said, it's whoever I am is gonna show in the video, so get ready for whatever that is.
They're good.
I think that is what had, like, attracted me to both of you guys is at the gym and everything was, like, the originality, the not give a shit attitude type thing, like, just living life, right? It's you don't care what people think. You don't care that, like I don't even remember, it was, like, you were doing, like, takedowns or something in the gym, videoing them and, like, sneak attacks, right?
Yeah.
And, like, most people would be, like, super weirded out about doing something like that.
They still are.
But it's like, here comes Devin out of nowhere, just double leg takedown, sneak attack, it's like but yeah, it was just I don't know, just little things like that, I think is what attracts people. It's not fake. It's the real, it's the raw.
Yeah.
It's like, this is my life. This is how I'm living it. Take it, leave it. I don't care. If you want to leave it, get out.
Yeah.
If you want to take it, jump on the train and come on the journey with me.
That's cool you said that because me and Devin have had these talks. We've had lots of talks, but we've had one talk, and I honestly feel like one of the best things that I want to give out to the world is like, and I've told Devin this before, is like, I don't really care if anybody really remembers what my name is, right? I don't care about that. That's not what I want to care about. What I do care about is that the way that I enter a room or the way while I'm in that room, the energy that I give off, I want that energy to be infectious in a positive way, right? And that's just me being me. It's like if I want to go in and laugh and joke and video funny things, and like me and Devin talked about the videos we did in the past where it's like, is this funny? And then we look at each other and we're like, well, we think it's fucking funny. So yeah, we're probably going to do it.
Yeah.
And if they like it, they like it. And that's the same thing where it's like, I enjoy who I am deep down. And obviously there's a lot I want to work on internally. We've been doing this, the unknown and stuff, the known. And, but at the same time, it's like, that's what I want to be remembered for. So it's cool that it's being seen where it's like, yeah, I don't really care if you know my name, but yeah, remember that guy that was so funny, or like they did that funny thing, or that cool that inspired me. That's my fix, man. That's like talking, speaking to people, podcast stuff like this. It's like that's a whole different thing that just makes me feel like a good man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's cool. It reminds me of this quote that I heard years ago, but it's always resonated with me. It's like, nobody's gonna remember everything you did, but everybody's gonna remember how you made them feel.
Yeah.
That's
Nailed it.
kinda how I try to live as
Yep.
well. And I think we're all probably like that, right? It's like, yeah, you don't wanna be a dick. You don't wanna be a douche. You don't wanna be a downer. You don't wanna be yeah, you wanna go into a room and make sure everybody feels better after you left. That's even what I'm doing trying to do with these jobs. It's like, I hope when I come there, people enjoyed it and people got to see something else and it I don't know, like, hopefully it's infectious to, an extent. Even being my true self online this morning, someone reached out to me that I didn't even know looked at my stuff, and I was answering questions, and in one of the questions, somebody asked me, like, a book that I'd read that helped me change my perspective, and it was A Man's Search for Meaning, and someone texted me this morning and said, "That book that you put up there that you said you read and helped change your perspective, like, I read it, and it blew my mind." I was like, "I didn't even know you even paid attention to what I post on here." So I'm like, again, just leaning into yourself and being public about it with nothing to hide is going to change people's lives, I truly believe, which is crazy as it's social media, which in my mind, I feel like has been delivered to me and like, "Oh, it's social media, like influencers and, people just trying to get famous and blah, blah." I'm like, "No." I mean, at least for me, it is on a much deeper level. Imagine the possibilities and the amount of connections you can make with people if you're just being truly who you are and trying to make people's lives better and not necessarily your own life better.
Trying to do it just for clout.
Yeah, and I think I mean, you see that, right? Like, things that are going viral, people have it's obviously planned, it's staged, it's these things, which is sweet. Like, good for them. That's not for me.
Yep.
I'm just gonna be my real self, and
Yeah.
I hope it connects with people and inspires others to be themselves. So
There's actually I've been this last week I've been doing research on like YouTube, on podcasts, on social media and what's clicking for people right now. Like I think there's so much out there like you say that is like planned, bought,
Yeah.
whatever. But right now and then I've been thinking about this word a lot in the last like 5 minutes, but authenticity. Like being authentic and not fake. So if this whole thing for you is authentic. Like the jobs, the quitting your job, following your heart, and it's all authentic. And I think that resonates with people because we've become so like just drowned with fake. It's like, not to call anybody out or whatever, but I just see it online all the time. It's like Mr. Beast. I don't know the guy, but probably the most fake person out there. And I'm sorry, like nobody's gonna hear this that has any kind of clout, so it doesn't matter. But like, who is the guy? What is he really about? Like people only know him because he's throwing out millions of cash or cars or whatever. And it's like kids watch it because they're like, "Oh, that's so cool." But it's not real.
Yeah.
Like maybe the money that he's giving is real, right? But it's not like that as a person is not real.
Yeah, it makes sense. And that all comes down to like, he's trying to build something, right? So we got to think that. But I think like, and there's a couple people that I follow, like Half Face Blades, and there's some ex Navy SEALs that I follow,
Yeah.
and I really enjoy their authenticity when they put up a story of like their kids or their wives. Dude, it's not edited, and they're like running around and they're like going rogue, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And, like it's chaos.
Dude, those MFs are real. Those
Yeah.
guys are the
They're
realest of
real,
real.
but it's like that's the mentality that I like. I follow that. That's like I want to be just like that, and I do. I follow that. It's like most of the stuff that I throw up at my kids and stuff is like I don't filter it, and it's not going to be muted. And then like the other ones are like the music I enjoy and the things I like to do, but it's not something that isn't authentic to what I like. Right? It's not planned. So yeah, you're right, man. It's hard to get out of that, but at the same time, it's tough to not have a program where it's like I know what people are going to be viral about to make money, right? So that's a tough game.
Yep.
I think ultimately, like it with social media, right? Like I truly believe in it. I feel like I've accomplished some things through social media that I never would have any other way. But ultimately, it doesn't like come down to this following. I think it comes down to interest. And I think what people are interested in right now is real people and the amount of people that have reached out just in our local community. Like I saw someone at my daughter's dance recital thing. And she walked up to me. She's like, "Thank you for putting out what you put out." I was like, I mean, I have 2,000 followers, my hell. And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." She's like, "I really appreciate how real it is and how yeah, it's just not curated. It's just your life, and it is what it is, the ups, the downs, the whatever it is." That's why I do try to post about things that, you know, I feel like have driven me to do things which isn't always positive, or relationships or the comments I get or all these things. I try to post all of it, and I think if you can, again, lean into that and just be open, like, there's no secrets. I mean, that's ultimately one thing I think I figured out in the past year is if you can live your life with no secrets, bro, you are winning. Like, really, because you can be 100% yourself. Nothing's holding you back because you got nothing to hide. And then it just is what it is. It's like, sorry if you don't like it, or sweet if you do. I don't know. It's crazy.
A lot of deep thought in my mind right
Good.
now. I mean, I love it. This is probably ultimately part of why podcasts to me and talking to you guys and talking to other people is so intriguing because it's not just like it's not surface level, right? We we talked about this with Jennifer, and so I'll let you chat about it a little bit. But Devin started a group called The Known, and but when it first started, Jennifer didn't know, and Jennifer is my wife. Anybody listening didn't know if she wanted to actually join this group for lots of reasons, but really because what she told me, and I'm not just like making this up and bashing on her, but what she told me is that everything in her life has been surface level. So like go out on a body of water and you're out on a lake and you picture this and you're on a boat, whatever, or you're swimming and you're treading water and you look out across and everything is just smooth glass and it's okay. Maybe a little wind comes up and you got like a white cap and that's a problem in your life. But you're afraid to go under that surface to see what's down there because you don't know. But at the same time, maybe you break that surface and you're like, dude, beautiful down here. Like you're in the ocean or you're like coral reef or there's awesome fish or whatever like your analogy wants to be. But once you break that surface, you're like the possibilities. Like our world is huge. But if you're on the surface level only, it's like I only see this. And it's hard to get below that. And I know that. But I'll let Devin talk about this, like with his group. That's part of what I feel like it is for.
For sure. And I think it comes back, we're looping all the way back to the beginning, right? This purpose. Like, does everyone have a purpose? Whether you believe they do or don't, everyone has depth and it's up to you to find it, right? I really do think there is more growth in exploring yourself, right? Like deeply than in any other growth you could probably find. So if you could get, below the surface level and again, not to, I mean, same thing as you, I'm going to call my wife out, right? I love her to death and she's a very deep person. But when it comes to being deep about herself, it is walled up. It is, yeah. And so having her be part of the group has been really cool to see because there's parts of my wife that are coming out that I have never seen before. And they're all good, which is the coolest part to me. Is like I know people worry about like, oh, what happens if I go deep and something changes? Like maybe that's a possibility. I don't know. I haven't experienced that, but everything I have experienced is like true growth and like this change of perspective again, like being able to truly lean into who you are as a person and the self-discovery of what do I actually want versus what has the world told me I want and how should I see things differently than the way I've been taught to see them. So ultimately that's what this group is for. And I mean, I've done a lot of soul searching and deep diving on myself, and it's been one of the best things I've ever done. So I'm like, man, if I could just share this with people, it's not new. It's not like it's not new. It's not a secret. There's no secrets to this, but being able to do this with a group of people in a community where everyone's striving to do the same thing and push for the same stuff has been cool because one, you have support. Two, you want to make sure you're doing your work or whatever that is, that deep personal work to make sure you're not letting anybody else down in the group. But three, ultimately, it's gonna just benefit you in the end. Like, really just lean into who you are and figure out what makes you you. So I've been super pumped about the known, and that's been hard in itself. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I know these things that I've done. I'm like, I don't know if I can provide these experiences for other people. Hopefully, it'll help them too. And again, I want to do this. I can't do it for you, but I can do it with you.
You had a cool analogy for it. What was it? Was it an analogy or was it a quote about finding the kid who you are as a kid again, right? That
Yeah.
one stuck with me. That one was solid.
The one that's like, do you remember who you were before the world told you who to be?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
And that's a quote, and that's even in that book we're reading.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. That's ultimately what it boils down to, like, we lose the sense of being as we grow up. I feel like the world just gets so much more serious, and, like, is that what life's about, is become serious? That ain't fun. Like, to me, dude, I don't wanna go to no corporate bullshit job and, like, climb this billion-dollar empire of nothingness. Like, no, dude, I would much rather live in a freaking trailer park on an acre of land and in the middle of nowhere and be fully myself and get to be me, and I don't have to respond to anybody or be different one way. I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not. And so it comes down to, like, never growing up, dude. That's the first rule of my house. What I tell my kids, never grow up.
Yeah.
You'll get big, but you can't grow up. And because I feel like the second you start growing up, you lose you. Y- You are no longer making decisions or living your life the way true Tommy wants to live it, or true Tyler, or true Devin. You're like, well, that's not professional. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's
Start becoming analytical.
exactly. And you paralyze yourself. It's like, I really want to do this. That's going to piss this person off. Well, sorry. Like,
There goes nothing.
yeah. It just is what it is, man. So I don't know. That's what I'm trying to build right now. Still is making sure that I can just be me and live my life in a way that makes me feel good. And I think I do. Like,
Yeah.
I really do try. And it doesn't mean I don't have hard days or bad days or circumstances, and I still got things to learn. But I promise you, I'm not going to be some crazy, I don't know, corporate dude. Never going to work for HR.
Yep. You could go, you could do that as a job, Johnny.
Dude, I should go do
Hey,
HR.
Crawdaddy.
I'm like, let me give them the response this person actually needs.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, man, if people could just be more real, like, come on. Everybody already knows the answer.
Right.
Oh, I got profiled wrong. Seriously?
Yeah.
That makes your day?
Yeah.
Like, bro, go live your life and eat an ice cream cone. Like, I don't care. Anything but complaining about you getting wrongly profiled. Shit.
So Tyler, this one's actually this question I got is for you and I,
Yeah.
because we already know that Devin did this.
He's
But
out.
like, have you ever felt like just blowing it up? Like just blowing up your life, quote unquote life right now, right?
Uh-huh.
Because our life's what we make it ultimately. And then just starting over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I've had that perspective quite a bit. I've even joked with Devin. We're like, we're moving to Costa Rica. We're out.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm taking my scuba course. Like, I'm gonna be a
Seriously.
scuba diver.
And I think a big part of it though does come down to, there's situations at work that you become upset about, or there's things that just are not. We talked about it this morning already, where there's things that are like, I'm fed up,
Yeah.
and it is one of those situations for me where there is a lot of situations at work where it does feel like, even though I've got a good thing, that it's like, is it worth it for my mental health? And it's kind of like that monkey branch thing. It's like, okay, well, it's definitely not what I want, but at the same time, it's not what I want to. I don't have that courage, I guess, yet to just be like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, right?
Yeah.
I'm not in that situation financially, not in that situation mentally, to just be like, I'm just gonna send it and I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm selling the house. I'm going rogue. But
I have to pretend to be something I'm not. And so it comes down to like never growing up, dude. That's the first rule of my house. What I tell my kids: never grow up. You'll get big, but you can't grow up. And because I feel like the second you start growing up, you lose you. You are no longer making decisions or living your life the way true Tommy wants to live it, or true Tyler, or true Devin. You're like, well, that's not professional. Like,
Yeah.
that's
start becoming analytical.
exactly. And you paralyze yourself. It's like, I really want to do this. That's going to piss this person off. Well, sorry. Like,
There goes nothing.
yeah. It just is what it is, man. So I don't know. That's what I'm trying to build right now. Still is making sure that I can just be me and live my life in a way that makes me feel good. And I think I do. Like,
Yeah.
I really do try. And it doesn't mean I don't have hard days or bad days or circumstances, and I still got things to learn. But I promise you, I'm not going to be some crazy, I don't know, corporate dude. Never going to work for HR.
Yep. You could do that as a job, Johnny.
Dude, I should go do
Hey,
HR.
Crawdaddy.
I'm like, let me give them the response this person actually needs.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, man, if people could just be more real, like, come on. Everybody already knows the answer.
Right.
I got profiled wrong. Seriously?
Yeah.
That makes your day?
Yeah.
Like, bro, go live your life and eat an ice cream cone. Like, I don't care. Anything but complaining about you getting wrongly profiled. Shit.
All right. Well, if you guys are listening to this and you go look up Devin Hess on Instagram, follow some of the crazy stuff he's doing. It's just Tyler Bergman right on Instagram.
Yeah.
And mine is Sasha_Tommy. And then you'll find us here and watch the journey as it unfolds, because it'll be a wild ride.
It's going to be.
If I know
this
the
is just
three of us,
beginning.
it's going to be a wild.
It's going to be fun.
This is the coolest part. It's just the beginning.